Welcome back to the LooneyBin Podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 3. My name is Teddy.
I'm Preston.
And I'm John. And the reason why we were late today was that my car actually got stuck in the sinkhole down on Hennepin Ave.
Yeah, we were fishing out for a while. We had the whole EMT team there. Cops were there. Even bomb squad was called. They thought that we were actually trying to plant a pipe bomb in the sewers. So it was a crazy time. We had to explain our way out of it. Teddy, you happened to drive into us on the way to our house.
Yeah, I mean, just like Season 1, just like Episode 1 of this season, I thought I was going to be late. I was running on 3 hours of sleep last night because just for whatever reason, last night I couldn't fall asleep. And then all of this morning and like all day today, we had a construction crew in our apartment. Like, this isn't even a joke though. We had a construction crew in our apartment trying to fix a pipe underneath our kitchen because like somehow like it wasn't draining correctly. So like last week, our kitchen just started flooding.
The sink?
Like
No, just underneath the floorboards?
everywhere.
You woke up and there was standing water?
No, like anytime that people would use like the dishwasher or the sink above us, or even if we just used it too, since we're on the bottom floor, all the water was coming down to us and it was just leaking out into the like beneath cupboard.
The cabinet underneath the sink?
Yeah.
Oh,
and so
God.
it was just going out onto the floor. So we called maintenance, which first of all, like we have an emergency maintenance number.
Yeah,
so
that's
we called
bullshit.
that, and then they immediately said, well, did you call the office first? And it was like, what? What do you mean? What's the point of having the
It's not
emergency
proof yet.
maintenance number? If, like, I call them and they're just like, well, you got to call the office. So what the... I don't know.
That's classic, though. They
Right.
probably got prank
So
calls.
did you call the office?
Yeah, I did. And then
What'd they say? You called the emergency number?
No. They just sent the maintenance people over then. And so,
One
so good
guy
to know
or
that
two
that emergency
guys?
number is fake.
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah, was it what they look like? Were they big burly guys, or were they people that looked like they couldn't fix a sink?
The guy that I saw was a pretty big burly guy, but this was last Friday.
Were they old?
Were
they kinda
Thursday
crotchety?
or Friday? No,
Last
I mean
week.
he was just probably like 35.
Did you say crotchy or crotchety?
Both. Was
I
he
don't even
crotchety
know what
and
that
crotchety?
means.
You know what crotchety means? Like you're just a crabby old man. That's what crotchety kind of means.
Oh, interesting.
It's always like, well, guys, we're gonna fix this up real quick.
Yeah, well, they didn't think it was going to be as big of a problem as it really was last week. So they just came in and they were just expecting to be able to just fix the clog and whatever it was. And so then it turns out they're having to completely replace a pipe underneath our kitchen. So like the sink is gone, the dishwasher is like thrown off to the side of the dining room. Like
Wait, so
I
what have
put
you
it
guys
on my
been doing to
Snapchat
eat?
story too. I mean, this just happened today.
What'd you eat
I saw
today?
that on his Snapchat story.
I mean, I slept in until like.
Okay,
guess
so
I
you haven't
didn't
eaten
really
yet
sleep
today.
in.
Is the answer?
I mean, I went out for lunch because
Okay.
it was like
Went to out.
went to out. Did I say that?
You went out? Wait.
What's near Maplewood?
I mean, I just stopped at McDonald's. And I just
Okay, there now the truth comes out.
It comes out. But yeah, like I just woke up at like 9 o'clock and I just hear just jackhammers going nuts in our kitchen. I'm like, I knew it was going to be happening today, and I mean, I couldn't fall asleep last night. I was just watching
Wait, they were
YouTube
working
and
at
whatever
night? They
else.
were working around the clock?
No. They started working this morning. I just couldn't go to sleep last night.
So he did actually only get 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah, so I woke up at 9 in the morning.
So you went to bed at 6?
It was more like 5.
Yeah, I was
Holy.
imagining them going, all right, boys, so we're going to try to get this done ASAP. So we're actually going to work through the night. So here's a free pair of earplugs. They're the shitty ones they give you on airplanes.
Yeah.
And they're like the kind of the squishy ones that kind of look like packing peanuts you kind of want to put in your mouth.
Oh, God.
And then they said, all right, you have a nice night. And Teddy's
Have a good night.
just laying there like this while it's just,
That would be the worst job though, because like you're not. It's not like a flat rate. You go to a building site, you're doing whatever. You have to move everyone's human shit around. You know what I mean? Like you have to put everything to the corner. You already got to destroy. Like, well, here's a sink, but we can't just demo everything. We got to take out the sink, which is annoying. So it's like,
Yeah, Teddy. So you're the real problem here.
I guess so.
like
Yeah.
what were you throwing down in that drain? Like
I thought he said there was some
like
people above.
baggies or
We've been living here for like
underwear?
a month. Like we didn't do
He's
shit in there.
disposing a body.
Yeah, slowly, very slowly.
How'd you test if you could use the bathroom?
He
Did you
didn't.
take
I
a shit
didn't
and then
until
see if
they
it can
left.
flush?
I didn't
Oh,
until
okay.
they left.
I thought you just kind of risked
You
it.
should have shit it in the hole.
You should have shat in the sink.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were taking it out anyways.
I probably emerged from my room the first time at like 12:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just going nuts in the kitchen, and I just kind of walked out, and they were kind of like, "Oh, hey."
Hey, YouTube's still there. Once you put it to go to sleep, it's still there in the morning.
Yeah,
Very
it's
true.
Still watch.
still playing
Still
Amaranth,
is
no talking, licking
Yeah.
your videos.
Today's like, I can't fall asleep. I really know who was alive at that time of night.
Wow.
Uh,
Guys, so that was great. That was great.
That's classic, though. New place. It always seems like the worst stuff. I would rather have something bad happen to me in a place that I owned, because then I know that it's up to me to take care of it. Or not like, but me to hire someone out, to call someone. Whoa, welcome back.
Yeah.
Still the same
Teddy
episode.
forgot to plug in the computer again. So.
Yeah. That's why really,
Sorry.
actually, his pipe was connected to our Ethernet underneath about 20 miles away. So
Yeah,
that's why we're out of,
literally.
yeah.
that's why our stream capability is long. But I was going to say that when we had stuff done in our house, it was funny because my mom would be home doing
Yeah.
whatever. And so then she would just bake cookies and give it to them outside. I remember that happening all the time. She would just stop, go through the porch, hey, how's it going? Talk for them 10 minutes and then give them the cookies and leave the plate on the stone outside the front door. And there
I don't want to interact with you more than I already have to.
You're right. It's just a weird thing where it's just is like, we already are paying you about 65 grand to reshingle our house. So why are we making you cookies? But it's a
us
hard
cookies,
work.
bitch.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it is definitely hard work, and I shingled before, and it sucks, guaranteed. And those guys, they know how to do it better than I ever could. But
Yeah, my house would always be kind of like magic. Yeah, my parents or whatever would stay home during the day, and whatever the people would come over to replace our washer, replace whatever, refinish the floors, whatever the fuck. And I would just come home and be like, wow, guys, look, it's easy. I love this. Look at that, new furnace.
it's a great cop out to get out of work. That I can't wait to do that. School. One day. Hey, I got a washer coming in at 12:30. Can't come in for the whole day.
Sorry about it.
Yeah, sorry. It's actually just replacing a fan on my PC. But I just need to make sure they can get in. And
I got to go to Menards. I got to get the light bulb.
Yeah.
I got to install the light bulb. Then I got to turn on the switch. I don't know how long it's going to do.
It's a pretty complicated process.
I don't know how many aisles I'm going to have to walk down.
I got to lay down the extra carpet so they didn't bring any mud marks on the carpet. I got to
Yeah.
make sure the coffee's ready to go.
Do you guys still do real Christmas trees at your house?
No.
No, we do not.
Oh my god.
I haven't seen a real one in a
Well,
while.
you don't
Oh,
do
gosh.
one.
Yeah.
I don't know
Right.
how long ago it was that my dad caved and we got the fake tree.
So
It is pretty convenient though.
my mom
'Cause, like-
really wants the fake tree, but me and my sisters are like holding out. We're like, no, like we can't get the fake tree, and what Christmas spirit, whatever type of magic of fucking real tree inside of a house.
And you guys aren't
holds.
even living there, which is the best part.
That's
But
what I was gonna say. Is that me and Kelsey, my oldest sister, are not even living there. So Megan, my middle sister, has to go with my mom and get the tree, whatever, set it up, blah blah blah. When I come home for Christmas break, the ornaments are already on there. You normally take a night and you put all the ornaments on with your siblings, and we're decorating the tree the way we want. Nope.
Do you think
doesn't
the
happen.
parents are drunk during that time when they're watching the kids do that?
No, my parents were not drunk.
Oh. Yeah.
Do you think your parents were drunk?
Well, no, it just brought up something in my head where it's like, or Thanksgiving or some sort of like holiday where you're just sitting there and kids are playing around, they're doing whatever, cooking whatever. I always remember like my parents drinking something. I always think it's Coke. Not my parents are not really drinking, but other family members there just drinking. If I'm of age, that age, old, why not me just start drinking at 9 a.m. and just keep boozing until whatever, and no one will know.
It's funny because like as I've grown older at family functions, I've like started to realize that when I was a kid, I'd be like, "You're acting funny, Aunt Cindy. You're acting funny."
Yeah.
But now I realize I'm like, "Oh wait,
You're
just
wasted.
an alcoholic." And you show up to these fucking family parties and you're just fucking blasted.
But I mean, literally though, remember like when you got to 10 to 11, the age of 10 or 11, then it'd be kind of like, Mom, I don't want to go because Gina asked me weird questions. Like I don't want to go to something like that. And so, but then it's like, that makes so much sense. The parents just let them roam. There's too many eyes where you don't have to watch your kids, so you're just kind of sitting back.
Yeah, just enjoy the
A
buzz.
little Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean?
Well, they're playing with the other cousins. Fuck them.
Right. They can play with the other cousins. If worse comes to worse, just have that nice little leash. They can go a little bit
Yeah.
wide and then just yank it a little bit.
Or you just say, "The cake's ready. Cake's ready."
Who wants leftovers for dinner?
Guys, so I remember this one Christmas, right? We went over to my grandma's house. This was my junior year. So it was our first Christmas back together after COVID. Well, COVID was still going on, but whatever. We made sure people were vaccinated, whatever. So grandma's not fucked, whatever. So basically,
Respect grandma.
in order to like kind of keep safe, me and my family ate dinner beforehand, right?
Oh, weird.
Just to, I don't know, whatever. Food around, there's food.
Not much
people.
was known at that time either.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So we ate whatever, food, and then we went over to grandma's. Grandma had made food for everyone, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's digging in. It's about eating time. And she looks to me, and I'm not eating anything. And she goes, "Preston, why aren't you eating? You should be eating. I made all this food." And
I laid a table before you and you betray me here?
exactly.
Judas.
And I go, "Oh, sorry, Grandma.
I
I ate before."
Oh my God. That is the worst insult.
Little did I know. But my grandma goes, "What? You ate beforehand? Did your whole family eat beforehand?"
And she looks
And I
at
go,
Susan.
and I go, "Yes." and my dad is eating his food, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, "Is this true, Steve?" And I think my dad
fuck.
goes, "What?"
He takes off his glasses, wipe.
Yeah. So basically,
Tastes
my
really
grandma
good.
then starts making a big kind of deal. "Oh, I didn't know we were. I made all this. I didn't know that we were eating beforehand. No one tells me anything."
Yeah.
And it turns into this big thing about how no one talks to grandma. You only come when you need something. It's
Yeah.
only around on holidays. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God, I'm never doing that again." That all started because I was like, "Yes, I did eat beforehand. I did not know the fucking earth-shattering like whatever movement I started." But
It's one
because
thing.
it seemed like after I said that, everyone else kind of put down their plates. They were kind of.
They were like, "I don't want to eat."
They
right
had
now.
eaten before, and if you know my grandma, it's just. I mean, just like any other grandma, she just eats fucking crackers and applesauce. Just crackers.
And so she wants to
applesauce.
treat herself.
Okay, another fucking story. Oh my God, now we're going off on my grandma, but another story. I was
God
living
bless
with my
her.
grandma. Guys, here's how long I survived at my grandma's house this summer. 4 fucking days. I lived with my grandma for 4 days, and I wasn't even there to sleep there for 3 of them.
Really? Were you at Ingrid's?
Because I went to Ingrid's because I was like, this is AIDS. Also, my room is not air conditioned up there, so fuck this.
And no Wi-Fi.
And no Wi-Fi because that house is a fucking tin can, so it fucking whatever like signals coming in, it just bounces right off.
Jesus.
And so basically, I'm there. I'm doing my first like week of grocery shopping. I thought I was gonna be there the whole week or the whole summer, whatever. I'm doing my first week of grocery shopping there. Blah blah blah. I'm about to head out. I go, "Grandma, do you need anything?" She's like, No. You don't have to shop for me. Don't shop for me. I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm going.
asking it.
I'm going.
Yeah.
So,
Come
do you want
with.
anything? I don't know."
Yeah.
And she was like, no, well, no. And she's like, I mean, I do get this cranberry juice. And I'm like, cranberry juice? Okay, well, what kind of cranberry juice?
Ocean.
She goes,
whatever.
it's essential everyday light. And I go, okay, essential everyday light. Put that in my head. My mom also told me prior that my grandma really likes soups. So I was going to get a Panera soup for myself anyways. I thought I got whatever. I looked at this. It said baked potato soup. I said, perfect. My grandma will have that one. I'll have the wild rice one. Sure. And then I go to the juice aisle. I'm scrolling. Ocean Spray Light, Ocean Spray Grape Cran, Ocean Spray. All right. Essential everyday diet. But she said essential everyday light.
Same shit, right?
You would think.
Yeah, see,
You would
exactly.
think.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so I took a picture, right? I think I actually bought it. I think I actually bought it, but I took a picture for... here's what I actually did. I took multiple pictures of every cranberry juice because I wanted her to scroll through and say, this is the one I wanted.
Yeah.
Because I got her the Ocean Spray Diet, whatever. Okay?
Light and diet.
Give her the Ocean Spray Diet. She goes, I wanted essential everyday light. I go, okay.
I'm running to the
I
store
let her
now.
scroll through. She goes, they're not there. They're not at that store. You know what? I had to go to a different store to buy her, because now at this point, now she's expecting the cranberry juice that she told me not to buy.
Yeah.
But now she wants it. Best part is that she's got one in the fridge and two in the stockpile thing underneath it with the fucking cart. So she's going to have 4 fucking things of fucking cranberry juice when she drinks. She says she has 1 glass a day. Every morning she wakes up, she has her cranberry juice, and she has her
healthy.
Belvita crackers.
Hey, that's good.
That's her fucking breakfast.
She'll live to 180, guaranteed
No,
with that.
And I know she will. And I don't know. So basically, that's my fucking fiasco with my grandma. And then, so I come in with all my groceries, right? I'm coming in, and I start putting them away. And she goes, oh, Preston, how much food did you get? And I go, oh, I don't know, Grandma. I probably bought about $150. $150? She's just fucked on the price. She's like, who's going to eat all this? She says, who's going to eat all this? I said, me, Grandma, me. And Ingrid's there, and she's helping unload, and she's like, oh, Preston's a growing boy. He can eat, blah, blah, blah. And I start putting it away in these high cupboards that have nothing in them, that she can't even reach. And she's like, well, are you using those cupboards? I'm like, you can't even fucking reach these cupboards. What's it matter? And I was just, oh my God. Guys, I just couldn't take it. And so, okay, I want to shout out my grandma a second, because she was right. I did buy too much food. I did end up eating all that food until the start of August. I also didn't take into account that me and my dad were leaving in 4 days to go on a week-wide baseball trip.
Oh my God.
That is besides the note.
So
I would have eaten it if
they
I was
know
there.
all. They know all.
Whatever. Either way, whether it be between the bad cell reception, the fucking groceries, the cranberry juice, or the fucking hot ass room that I was staying up there, I had to get out of there. And so that was my experience living with my grandma.
Regarding the living with grandmother and the food situation, Jonas says sounds familiar.
Jamin, you actually, Preston's story is pretty bad. That's classic. No one needs to deal with that. But Jamin, I don't know how you do it. Really, really. I mean, you're practically okay, Jamin. This is you. You're the guy who goes into work every day, and the one thing that you grab before you go to work is this belt. And this belt is what you have always on you, because if they fall down, you can use that to leverage your weight on your own belt. And that's what you do for Marguerite. You really are just a leverage for her.
You're the belt, J-Man.
Yep, you're the belt.
Yeah, no, actually, that's actually one of the first thoughts I had when I was like moving out. I was talking to Ingrid and we were having that conversation. And we were like, Jonas lives with his grandma 24/7. And I didn't even survive a week.
Well, it's because, honestly,
He's lived there for like 2 years.
Yeah, literally. And like the weird obligation you feel to spend time with them because, you feel bad. My grandma would be like, nope, I'm just here. I'm not your guardian, whatever. Because I would always call her when I'm coming back. Oh, Grandma, I'm coming back. Just want to let you know I'll be back in like 10 minutes. But you don't need to call me, Preston. I'm not your guardian. Oh, okay, so we're just roommates. Okay, well, I guess I'll just smoke my bowl in the fucking... No, it's okay. No. Hey, you want a beer? You know?
Yeah,
no, it's 8 a.m.
I invited 8 people over. Is that fine?
I know. Oh, my God.
That's the same thing, though, with, like, imagine being that age where everything in your life all revolves around a routine. No, yeah, TV.
Oh, but TV's part of that routine.
Yeah, but it's all revolved around revolving around a routine.
Yes.
And so once any type of fraction of that breaks that routine, it's like, oh God, I'm gonna call my 4 daughters. I'm gonna call them all. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God,
I'm not sure.
Yes.
And then you get to the point where it's like, so like my grandma, but her routine is going to bed at 5 a.m.
What?
Yeah.
How does she do that?
No, because you know that's what she
does.
does.
What is she doing?
Well, she's had to wake up early all her life for farming, so she says, now since I'm 80-something, might as well just stay up until 5. So she just goes downstairs, reads the whole capacity of the newspaper, watches old westerns, does whatever, looks outside. Oh, the sun's coming up. I should maybe go to bed. But she falls asleep for 3 hours on the love seat. And so then she just goes upstairs and she sleeps until 11. And it's weird because it's like she'll wake up, test her blood pressure like her daughter Gina tells her to, so she doesn't end up in the hospital again. Why is my blood sugar so high or low? Weird. Well, Grandma, it's probably because you're eating 3 a.m. in the morning one night because you're eating leftover fucking fried chicken from Tasty Freeze in Gackle, North Dakota, which is an hour and a half away. Or you might be just eating oats at 1 p.m. in the afternoon because that's your breakfast.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're hungry, but you're going to blame the dog because they wanted the cheeseburger from McDonald's, not you. Yeah. The dog wanted that.
You were a victim.
Yeah. I had to go to Dairy Queen for the ice cream cone because Buffy really needed something.
Oh, my God.
That's her little dog.
Why is every old person's dog named Buffy?
Yeah, or Archie.
I need to defend J-Man here because our grandma does the same thing, but instead of blaming the dog, she like
Blames
because of
J-Man?
J-Man.
Yeah, that's true.
It's always it's the like the little bakery section that they always have in stores that's always in the plastic containers, and they got all sorts of crazy shit.
Like the stuff they made that morning?
Maybe
or whatever.
It honestly could have been there for like a week.
Yeah,
wouldn't
literally. And I wouldn't even know either.
No, exactly. You would never know. But it's every single time, without fail. It's sets it down on the counter, and she's like, "Oh well, I thought we could try these out. I at first I've never seen these before, so thought I would get them." And
I thought Jonas would eat them.
Like she has a bite of one, and then she's like, "Oh, you can have the rest of these." And J-Man's like, "I don't fucking want these. Like, why would you get this? Like, I'm not gonna eat this shit."
I as much as weird to say though that Marguerite also feels like my grandma. I don't know why that is. I think it's just because
I think it's because think about all our grandmas. All their husbands have died. They've been living alone for 5+ years now. A lot of time. It sounds like we all turn into the same fucking person when we get old, and we just do the same shit as everyone else.
And it's like my grandma, I always tell Marguerite this is like, one of these days I'm going to bring grandma up and you guys, she might as well move in because you guys are the same person. It's like, hey grandma, thanks for telling this story. I didn't hear any of it because the TV's on 90. I'm sorry, but why do we need to watch Days of Our Lives for the, episode 990?
Yeah, which you've seen 990 times.
Oh, no, it keeps running. It's one of the longest.
It's the same episode.
No, I'm saying it's a TV show that's been running since she's probably been 30. No, that's an estimate. Maybe 50.
What show do you think you're going to be watching when you're 90 that you watch now?
Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Literally.
Yeah.
Wait, Teddy, I want to hear about your grandma.
I mean,
does your grandma live close to you, Teddy? Oh, no, they live in
she's
Nebraska.
in Nebraska.
That's right.
Yeah.
Corn.
True.
And your grandma's the same. She's widowed too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He died like 2 years ago.
So
yeah,
she's in that routine too. Yeah, it was like during COVID.
Yeah. But yeah, just growing up, it'd always kind of be like, it's nice to see my grandparents, but also, my grandpa was so annoying.
Wait, what did he do?
Well, so I just remember one time they came in the fall, and it was.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm just thinking about Teddy, like his grandpa leaning down, giving him a toy, and like being really friendly and cordial to him, and like, wow, Teddy, good to see you. Oh, you're getting good grades in math, and he's like, you're
gonna
so
be a stats
fucking
major.
annoying.
Yeah. Jeez.
Okay, so what about them?
So it's the middle of the fall.
Yep.
It's the peak of fall. Leaves are falling
Great colors.
left and right. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Wisconsin.
He tells me to go outside and rake the driveway.
Yeah, get to work, little boy.
I don't know why. So I go out there, I rake the
Wait,
driveway.
how old are you? Do you think?
8, 10 maybe.
Okay.
Um,
Is this a family event? Or are you guys just visiting?
Wait, tell me, I just heard a lot of all the like. I don't know.
That would be so funny if it was a family event. It's a fucking
Eddie, go outside,
Thanksgiving get together.
grown-ups.
He says, "Hey, go outside and fucking rake my
Yeah,
driveway."
your eyesored at me.
like, I don't know. So I went outside,
Yep.
raked the driveway. It's the middle of fall.
Yep.
You know what he tells me to do the
no.
next day?
Oh, no.
He just, every day, he kept telling me to go do it. It's like,
And did you do it?
I mean, it was just like the third day, and he was like, it's the middle of fall. Can you tell him that?
Like, Teddy, you
Like,
look bored, hon.
They don't
Go
have
rake some
leaves in Nebraska. They don't know what it's
Yeah,
like.
it's just corn husks.
It really is. But do we have the guest house at our?
So do they live on a
House?
farm?
They used to,
But they moved.
but yeah, now they're in the. Oh, they
The
were in the
condos?
town of Talmadge, Nebraska. Shout out to them. It's
We know you're watching.
even smaller than Grantsburg. Like I could run across that town
Wow.
in like.
And you run fast.
You know, it's funny because you drive
5 minutes.
you drive through these little towns of 500, 200, 150 people, right? Just random ass towns on your way to fucking Benson, whatever. They're always on the fucking side roads that are just weird, right? And me personally, I'm always like, who fucking lives here? And I'm like, okay, it's this person, sure. I see them out on their lawn with their dog, whatever. What's their story? What are they doing? And you know what? One of those people is Teddy's fucking grandparents. So that's just funny to think that like one of those people could be someone's grandparents, you know?
Yeah, but to them, they're moving
Or-
into a
or-
town of more community than they were living out on a farm with no one. So yeah.
Also from
Either
Talmadge,
way.
Nebraska, Joe Burrow's mom.
Let's go.
Yeah, like
Is
they
she
were,
a celebrity there? Did they spot her?
I don't
Do they
know.
see her around? Does she still
But
live
they
It's a
there?
were
parade every
they
time
were
she comes in.
childhood friends with my mom.
Joe
and my
Burrow's
aunt.
mom?
Yeah.
Do
I
they
think
still keep
closer
in
with my aunt.
contact?
Not really, no.
Dang it,
But
Teddy.
there was something they went back to Talmadge a few years ago, and then like they were just at this little church or whatever, and my mom was just like, Joe Burrow was there. It's like, what? What do you
No
mean?
way.
He was, and this was like right after they won the college championship too.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't want to say peak Joe Burrow, but as far as like being
I did go to the Super Bowl.
cool wise though.
Okay, cool. Yep. You're
He
right.
was hyped.
Cool-wise,
he was
though, he was-
ultimately hyped probably in the last 5 years of a college football player. Joe Burrow was probably the most hyped.
Well, that was the best college football team ever put together.
Right.
Like, there's no debating that.
But did they go undefeated? They lost one game, I thought.
I don't know, but I just know that every one of those players that came out of that team is now a superstar in the NFL.
Except Joe Burrow.
No, Joe Burrow's a superstar. Wasn't he a Pro Bowler last year?
Yeah, I think he was the second. Yeah, but true. If he even made second team.
You're a superstar.
Yeah.
Either way, that's fucking random.
I know.
Why do you know so many? Why do you have so many connections to famous people?
I don't know.
Well, your dad's Lord of
people
the
at camp
Rings
were
and-
talking about it too. We're just like, or maybe this was at Gustavus. There were just people that were like, just tell us more about the Teddy lore. Like, there's just so
Yeah.
much in there.
Yeah.
But I think that's as far as it goes.
Is your grandpa's farm in Nebraska?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it was.
Okay.
But my grandpa on my dad's side
Yeah.
was once on the front cover of IBM magazine.
Wow.
And
for
it, like
what?
it was just him. I don't know.
okay.
But it was just him. I don't know.
Is there a way to
That is
get that
weird.
magazine? Does one of your family own that magazine?
They gotta have it framed. I mean, that's a big.
I mean, it must be somewhere. I'll have to look into it. But yeah.
That'll be on the Patreon.
So Teddy, how much money would I have to pay you right now to drop what you're doing and go down to Nebraska and rake those fucking leaves out of your grandpa's driveway?
No, it was our driveway.
Wait, so
Grantsburg.
they would come up to you and then tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's even worse.
I don't even know if
But
I
yeah,
had to
like
even do that.
I mean, it was still just the routine, like we're talking about with grandparents.
Yeah.
Like it'd be super early in the morning. It's a weekend, so I'm going downstairs. I'm playing fucking Lego Harry Potter on the
Thank
Wii,
you.
Oh, good one.
going nuts.
Like a Lord
But
of the
then
Rings.
I know at some point my grandpa's gonna get tired of watching TV over in the guest house, and he's
Oh,
gonna move
no.
over to the
the
main
living room.
house
Yeah.
to watch TV there.
Oh no.
And then I don't know. It's just like,
So then you'd have to kind of plan your show's off. All right, I'm going to the guest house.
Yeah.
And would you guys cross paths?
no, like I wasn't smart enough to like switch the location of the Wii,
Oh,
so it was just like, well,
damn. All right, there goes my day.
guess I
Back to the
can't play
leaves.
anymore.
Back to the driveway.
leaves. So true. Yeah, it was
Rip.
just like,
I'd like to take
So
this
weird.
time to welcome our 10 viewers in chat. We
Welcome.
appreciate you.
We love you.
That's neat, our producer right
Yeah,
now.
this is the producer, Mike. Yeah, I love seeing you guys interact in chat. Jonas still wants to hear about Teddy's Kitchen. We did have a little Twitch mishap. We might have missed the end of that story.
You'll see it on the
Yeah,
recorded
watch the
episode.
full thing on YouTube. I guess that's all I can
It's a good
say.
plug.
There,
to make a long story very short.
Yep.
The pipe underneath our kitchen is fucked, but they didn't know it was as fucked as it was, so they came Friday to try to fix it, and they couldn't. So now, this morning, they were pretty much jackhammering the floor in our kitchen trying to get down to that pipe. So there's just a canyon in our kitchen right now,
and
That's
he got
awesome.
McDonald's
That's
for
it.
it.
and it should get fixed tomorrow.
Guys, it's all day breakfast. You know that?
No.
Okay, so you know how McDonald's has all day breakfast?
Yeah.
But then they normally have selective items. Like not every item is on the all day breakfast
I
menu.
didn't know they actually had all day breakfast.
So they've always had all day breakfast, but it's normally the pancake meals.
Oh, that makes
The three
sense.
cakes, the 3 cakes plus the egg and the sausage, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
It's normally the pancake meals, right? Now they've unveiled that it's all day breakfast, every item.
How do they have the grill space for that?
Don't know. But I'm just saying, that's awesome.
That is definitely crazy because I feel like, you know, when you go to that diner or where you go to that cafe or whatever, they always stop at a certain time because they're like, oh, we already made burgers. That's going to screw up everything else on that
Right.
griddle, right? So then McDonald's, like, what do they just pre-make everything? It's just,
I mean, that's not a bad guess.
yeah. I bet you're going to get a soggy Egg McMuffin. But I will say McDonald's is...
Are you a
someti-
McGriddle or a McMuffin guy?
I'm a McGriddle for this one reason only. This is the story.
Okay.
Oh.
So, I had to rub my face. just
Yeah,
thinking
I
about
don't know
it.
what I'm about to unveil here.
So normally,
I used unveil twice in the last 5 minutes.
the only times I've really gotten like breakfast from a fast food restaurants, one Del Taco, and then McDonald's was the last one to be because then I also got T-Bell. I liked T-Bell's breakfast when I was getting it once in a while, and that was rare to get because there was only certain T-Bells that had breakfast in the mornings because they would say underneath the T-Bell sign breakfast.
Yep.
And so those are the only ones. I never really got anything McDonald's, but I got one once during work. I was like, oh, it's pretty good, you know, whatever. So after I got out of the hospital, my reaction, almost in a coma, you know, on an IV for 8 hours and just practically barely living. My phone's dead. You know, I had to call through the literally cord phone. That's like
From that the
Yeah.
hospital gives you by your bed?
Oh yeah. And it's like, John, you're expecting a call here? Okay, then I answered. Hey Jonas, and I'm not coming home until way later, you know. And that's me talking under like everything, like epinephrine, Benadryl. And
Right, so what it really sounded like
Yeah.
was...
no, literally, because the nurse grabbed my phone and was like, "Yeah, we'll maybe let him out tomorrow at 7 or 8." And at this point, I was already in the hospital for 5 hours. Now it's 1 a.m. So then I go in. This is from allergic reaction, and so then when I'm ready to go, I call that number. I call Marguerite's out. No, actually, I called Jonas's number. Did I call Jonas's number? I actually don't know because I don't know Jonas's number Anyways,
Okay, so you called a number.
Yeah, I called the number, and then I was like, hey, I'm ready to get picked up. So it's like 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning. I haven't really got any sleep because it's just about in a coma, which is contradictory because why would I not get sleep if I'm also in a coma? And so then...
Or that your kitchen's getting work on.
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
can't
true,
sleep.
true.
It's one or
Same
the other.
thing.
You're in a coma or your kitchen burst his pipe.
Keep going. That sounds better. And so so we get in, and Joe's like, are you hungry? I was like, I probably should eat. I haven't eaten anything, since the wings Nate served me at Zorba's. And so then when I get in there and we go to McDonald's, the first thing I was like, F it. I'm going to buy a McGriddle. And
Okay.
I'll tell you, that hash browns McGriddle is probably the best thing I've ever tasted in my life at that point.
And that's the meal, right?
Yeah,
You get the hash brown.
I got
this
the
is
meal
Yep.
with the coffee too.
Yep.
And I ate that and I just drank it and I was like, Marguerite asked, of course she was up when I got back home, and she's like, "How you doing?" I didn't even speak to her. I just went into the, what's that called? The room.
The bathroom?
No, the den, and I just took her chair and I reclined it, and I slept for 4 hours, and that was the best McGriddle ever. I'll say that because
So
it's
it put
sweet
you
and
back
salty.
into a coma.
Yeah, no,
Food
literally,
coma and
it
stuff.
does, because every time now I have it. Once in a while, after getting started at work at 6 a.m., we go whatever, get something there,
Yeah.
and I'll eat it, and oh my, it's like a bag of cement in your stomach. You can't even move around, and it's a tiny sandwich. You're not even full after eating it.
Really?
But yeah-
Seems pretty hearty. Do you get a sausage or a bacon?
Yeah, I get sausage.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, you're full, but I could still eat something else after
That's
that.
why you get the hash brown.
But it's just cement in there. It's just
Okay,
churning.
yeah, yeah.
And so then it's like by the time you hit 11, you damn near need to find a bathroom because it's going to be just a backsplash on everything.
Yeah.
But I did have a backsplash after that one night. That was the best.
Oh.
Jamin even, I remember, I wonder if Jamin is still watching, if he remembers it. I remember just raving about the sandwiches. This is like, the syrup on the pancake is not too much, just right.
They have syrup on the McGriddles?
Well, the pancake has syrup on it. Yeah, it's like
That
a
is so
sweet
gross. So you're
pancake.
touching syrup while you're holding
Well, no,
the McGriddle?
it's not really sticky, but it's like a sweet cake, I would say.
So like
maybe.
the syrup is like in the pancake.
Yeah. There's definitely like a maple flavor to it. I mean, just imagine having a raw pancake with no sweetness to it on
That's
that.
what I thought it was.
I would be choking. Like, you know what I mean? That was probably the best McGriddle I've ever had, and everything else I'll just take an orange juice or a coffee from there. I'd rather just get something else.
Yeah. Teddy, what's your go-to fast food breakfast?
I don't know.
Wendy's chili. The first
That's your
the
dad.
first bra.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we would always just go to McDonald's. It's always there for you.
Yep.
That's true.
It's
So reliable.
It's kind of
Classic.
reliable, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm not a big fast food breakfast guy.
Nor am I.
But guys, I'm gonna have to go 3 for 3 here and say McDonald's has it down pat. I don't like eggs. We know that. That's a fact. So normally Ingrid gets the McGriddle and then the hash brown, and then I get a cinnamon roll and a hash brown. And that cinnamon roll is damn near better than any.
Cinnabon?
No, it's just McDonald's cinnamon roll. Don't know
I'm
brand.
saying, is it better than Cinnabon?
Yes. In that moment, when you're eating that cinnamon roll, it's just chewy. You know how sometimes the cinnamon roll can be kind of hard and crusty and kind of flaky on the outside?
Yeah.
That is just not the case with the McDonald's cinnamon roll. I don't know what they do. I don't care if it's a fucking microwave. I don't care if they're just throwing bread in and it's just like when they pour the icing over it. I don't give a fuck. It just tastes so good. And it's just so ooey and gooey and melty and
That it's so similar that you say that, because every time Henry and I are on a trip, Henry will buy the pack of the small cinnamon rolls and the Cinnabon at whatever gas station that they're paired up with
okay.
Cinnabon, and he'll buy that. And I know they've been out there for a long time. Like why would you make cinnamon rolls at 10?
Wait, so they're not they're Cinnabon branded, or
Oh, yeah,
they're
they're
made by
Cinnabon
they're made by
everything.
the gas station.
Yeah, there's just recently in Michigan, we would go up there, and I got sunflower seeds and a Celsius. I don't know what. He gets just a freaking rack of cinnamon rolls like this, and he goes in and just eats them away, and they're
It's the
just
same
chewy.
thing as an energy drink, man. I'm telling you.
I don't know.
They're one of my favorite foods. Cinnamon rolls. Yeah.
I like
yeah.
caramel rolls more. I will say that.
I bet you like them with the pecans too.
Yep.
Yeah, I fucking knew it. Hey, let me guess
Especially.
another thing. You like cashews in your brownies.
No, I actually prefer almonds in my brownies. If I'm really
I know.
feeling it, then it's
Okay.
peanuts.
Yeah, I think it's peanuts in your wine.
Scotch root bars really hit at night. Probably right around the time if I'm wondering if I want to wake up tomorrow morning or not.
about the same time that you're gonna hit the coma.
Yeah, true.
Okay, speaking of cinnamon rolls,
Yeah.
this last summer at camp, every Friday during the directors meeting, we would all go and make cinnamon rolls for everybody in camp.
Whoa! How many do you have to make?
Like it'd be, oh gosh, what were the numbers? Sometimes like
Wait! Don't tell me. Let me guess. Is it upwards of 250?
I'd say 150.
more.
No fucking way. More than 250 cinnamon rolls?
Why?
How much is it?
Like sometimes it'd be
Are you making 2 per kid? What's the rationing here?
one per kid.
Okay. Oh my god, this camp is
And
huge.
like, yeah, like there are like 4 separate like
Yeah, like
partial
you
camps.
got the little, you got the
we got
teepee
we got the
camp,
little,
and you
we
got the canoe
little,
camp.
we got the little goon kids
Yeah.
that aren't like
Lagoon.
they're in Cub Scouts still,
Right.
and then we have 3 like BSA scout camps.
Do you have to be in Boy Scouts to go to this camp?
No, but also
Hey,
like,
was a
we're
thinker. That
actually
was a thinking
quizzing. We're
question.
quizzing you right
why
now.
would you though?
Well, what if
Well,
I
'cause,
want?
like,
Could I go to this camp
every-
right now?
You're doing it for the merch, though. You're
guess
doing it for the badges.
Yeah, the merch.
I mean, if you're paying, we'll let you show up.
Okay.
But also like every morning
Hey,
you're
wait.
working on merit badges, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like we're not doing anything
Okay,
else
wait.
for you then.
Okay,
so
wait,
what
pause.
are you getting out of it?
This is for future me right now. Whoever loses the basketball fantasy 2022 season has to sign up for Cub Scout camp and go work on badges for a day with Teddy.
Teddy, that would really suck if you're part of this fantasy and it's you. That would really
Well,
be a
no,
full
he would
circle.
work there. It I think at least affects Teddy.
True.
Well,
Okay,
true.
wait.
Yeah.
I think,
So back to the cinnamon rolls.
yeah, I think we glossed over this. How are you creating this many cinnamon rolls?
So the all of the
The
head
tray.
honcho,
Okay.
The
boss
chef.
of camp, and like the associate, as we call him.
Okay. What? That is oddly
That's
sketchy.
his title. I don't know why it's the associate.
Does he look nicer than it sounds?
No.
What?
Does he look like an associate, or does he look better than an associate?
Like a good boss.
He's
He's
better than an associate.
Okay, he's a good
yeah.
guy.
Okay.
He's goated.
Okay.
But anyways, they would make a whole bunch of dough
Mm-hmm.
like the night before, and it'd just be rising, just setting, just getting ready,
Right.
and then we'd go in, like make the different words.
Make
The little
different-
trays,
yeah,
the
roll.
little batches.
I mean, what we would have to do, we would get like a batch of dough,
Yep.
and we would stretch it into a log all the way
okay.
across, like this just massive like
Preparation table
prep
thing?
table.
Okay,
yeah, and it'd probably be like
10 feet easily.
at least 2 of these tables.
Whoa, that's 12 feet. No, it's
That's
not.
not.
It's not.
Let me see here.
But it'd be like roughly
That was a good one. Josh.
roughly 2 of those tables long.
Okay.
And so we'd roll the dough out,
Yep.
and then we'd have this butter sugar like goo that we would spread around on all of it.
Okay.
And yeah, we would just go nuts. So we'd
my
spread that all out, and then we'd
Now-
roll them up, and then, I mean, every week we'd be making,
This is a once a week thing.
yeah. So
Okay.
So what time do you have to wake
every-
up for this?
we would do it. I mean, we did it on Friday because then it'd be their Saturday morning breakfast.
Oh.
So you put them in
yeah.
the freezer and then you take them out and then they're ready
No,
to
they're
get little
they're
heated
just
up.
sitting like a.
Like
That was the wrong answer. You should
no,
have
no,
said, yes, we
they're,
put them in the
no,
freezer.
they're sitting, but you have the little what do you call it? The
Saran
hand
wrap?
towels. The
It's
hand
proofing.
towels over it.
Proofing.
I mean, yeah, they are proofing.
That cannot be good. I've worked with dough. You can't let it sit out like that. You have to put it in the freezer, or else it'll get fucked.
It's a different type
You know
of
what?
dough.
I'll trust it. Can't
Wait,
process. Fuck it. No,
I mean, but
I don't want.
we're getting ahead of
It
ourselves.
doesn't
here.
matter.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. So we roll them up,
Yep.
and then we cut them into each individual cinnamon roll.
Yep.
And we would be making upwards of, like, probably an average of 120 per camp.
Whoa, and
So it'd
there's
be like-
4 camps.
Yeah, it'd be like
Almost
400.
That's
probably
480.
500 with
Yeah.
staff and all that sort of stuff.
Whoa!
I mean, it'd be more than.
Are they hardy? Are they big?
that.
Or are they just kind of just
They,
like...
they were pretty big.
Did you earn a badge for this? Like, do you get a badge for making like
cinnamon roll
500?
badge?
Boom, there's a badge. You get a silver badge for
No.
making 1,000.
No.
No.
No. Wait, Teddy, have you earned every badge?
No. I
What-
can't
what's the point?
anymore.
Why?
Because he's an
I'm-
eagle.
I mean, not because of that. It's because, like, you're done when you're 18. Unless you get some, like, extension.
Who do you think has the most badges ever?
I don't know. I mean, there are people that go out and get all of them, which is just stupid. Like, what are you...
Dude, that...
What are you doing?
I feel like I would kind of be one of
What
those
are we
persons. Like,
doing?
if I got into that, I would, like, need to get them all.
Yep.
My brain would be like, we can't stop at 50. I don't even care if 50 is the requirement. We have to get 500.
Or I would want to do the ones that no one has. So like it
Right.
probably are the crappiest ones to do, but I want to do
But
that
it's got
one.
an orange,
Yep.
orange little outline, so
Right.
it looks cool.
Like wear Realtree camo all day for a week, you know, and I want that camo badge, baby. That's what I want.
Yep.
All right, guys. So I have the answer here.
To what?
So for how many Boy Scouts have all of the badges?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I want to hear your guys' guesses. So
Is this in the United States? Is Boy Scouts only an American thing? It's Boy Scouts of America. It has to be an American thing.
right?
So,
So since
the inception?
the inception 1910,
Oh,
the year that Boy Scouts of America was created.
Yep.
How many people do you think have all of the badges?
I needed to know one fact though. Since 1910, were there multiple how many more badges were created from 1910 to whatever?
True. Or is it the same amount of badges, or is it going up in badges, so now we're going down in completion?
I would say
Guys, these are questions that.
What's
it's
the
gonna take
price
longer for
floor
me
and
to
the
figure out.
price ceiling
Yeah.
of badges
okay.
here?
This is my estimate, but I'm gonna have some ceilings here, ceilings and floors.
Okay, yep.
Ceilings and basements.
Yep,
I'll say
Mr.
that.
Severson's...
Yeah. I'm gonna say between the early 2000s or 2000s until now. So I'm gonna say 2000.
Well, that's not the
until-
stat.
Well, I know, but I'm just gonna say they're probably gonna show the year of which you got the most of it, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just how many people have completed it ever. I'm going to say a cool 500. Cool. I'm thinking about it this way.
I'm saying 102.
So it was made in 1920. If 5 people do it a year, that's 500 people. I'm saying 500 people have all the
Okay.
badges in Boy Scout.
All the badges. I'm gonna say no. The question is how many people have that many? Like the max amount of badges. Is that what we're asking?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna say 75.
Okay. Teddy? Your educated guess being a Boy
My
Scout
educated
alum.
guess. I don't know about John's guess, but you are. What's the word I'm looking for? You
Spot
are.
on?
No.
I'm way too far off?
You're way too far off.
Wow.
Like there are
Wow.
some badges. I mean, now I'm just doing a freaking TED talk about this.
No, that's okay. I love it.
But like, there's some badges where it's like, hey, you have to do this for like 3 months.
Do what?
Like,
Poop outside? Use a spoon and no forks or knives?
I mean,
Yeah,
like the
literally.
personal fitness merit badge.
Yep.
Like you have to make a 3-month plan of how you're gonna, like,
Oh my god.
just.
What's the
Respect.
hardest badge you think you can get? No, wait, stop. What's the hardest badge you think you have?
I don't know. I don't even know if I can.
Okay, you cook on that.
Remember everything
Nate,
I have.
what's our number?
Oh wait, I got a
Okay,
guess
wait,
still.
yep,
I got a
yep,
guess.
yep.
Um,
Oh yeah, you gotta guess.
30. You're gonna
So
say
we're
in the
doing, like,
30s.
all time.
Yep, all
Like how
time.
many there are? I mean, I don't know if it can be more than 20. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I would probably assume that too.
500. Watch this.
So this is how many people have gotten every single merit badge
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
is about 367.
That's right. Because it has to be.
Out of the total, there are 135 merit badges.
Oh, that's not a lot. I thought there'd be like 5,000 or something.
All right,
like
so my mic was muted that whole time.
5,000.
So just to recap, 367 was the number of people that have all the merit badges.
Okay.
And there are 135 merit badges.
I would love to know the stat between. I want to know how many new badges they implemented between certain dates, or like.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
got to
they
be a
started out in
committee.
1920 with 20 badges,
Right,
and now
right.
there's 500
Like,
badges.
okay, so imagine you're joining something in 1910, and they're like, "Hey, join this club because there's over 100 badges you can get." No, it's got to be like
Right.
20 to reel them in, like something feasible.
It's something you can obtain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like something easily that you can attain, and then they keep adding stuff new coming up. So I imagine that
Right,
there's
because you've
probably
gotten all 20 badges, so now you want the 21st.
I
Now you want
imagine,
22nd.
yeah. Like I imagine that there's probably a badge, something relating to GPS.
What does that mean?
I'm saying there was no GPS in 1910.
Oh, true. So,
Geocaching merit badge?
Yes.
so you're saying that
yeah.
the 1910 person, even if they're alive today, they couldn't have even gotten that one back
No.
until GPS was
Well,
created.
Yeah. I'm saying that I bet the all time, they probably recorded, this guy in 1930, he got all 26 badges.
Right.
Okay, great. Another stat to it. And I'm not trying to defend my guess, but I'm just saying maybe maybe it is.
holds a little more true.
Yeah, I think it maybe holds more true because it does make sense why there'd be 300 people that have gotten it, because like when you think about how many Boy Scouts there is, there's got to be that
Yeah,
much
Nate, can we get a
number.
total on that? How many Boy Scouts of America are in, like, how many members are there? How many boys, no, how many children
Boys.
are there in Boy Scouts of America
Is this
today?
still
I
Boy
will
Scouts
get
of
that.
America
I'll get that
today?
stat right now. There originally
Yep.
there were 57 merit badges created in 1911.
Okay.
Who do you think was the first Boy Scout? No, wait. Who do you think was the first person to create the Boy Scouts?
I
What
bet
was
Teddy
their fucking?
Roosevelt
What
had
was
something to do with it.
really?
I
What
would
was their
doubt it.
plan? What was their strategy? They're just like, you know what? Fuck it, boys, and we're doing shit.
Well, I think
Guys, good old Lord Baden-Powell III.
Wait, really? He was the first Boy Scout? Or no,
was
he
a
created Boy
creator.
Scout.
He created the program.
And where was he from? Lord. He's the Lord of what?
Nottingham.
The Lord of the Scouts.
I mean, it was... Gosh, was he in America? I'm not entirely sure.
Wait, this wasn't even created in America, and now it's called the Boy Scouts of America.
I mean, like, it's the... I don't know how it works, but I know it's Lord Baden-Powell.
All right,
Hey,
so
I hope Boy
Is
Scouts
that
of
a merit
America
badge? Do you know
doesn't
that?
see this right now.
I have the total number.
yeah, let's
of
hear
boys.
it. Is this 2022 totals,
Probably
or
20.
just ever?
I don't know, but I got a number.
Okay, let's hear the number.
2.2 million.
Yeah, that makes sense. 300.
Well, think about this. So, about 20% of people in the world are below 20 years old, right? So, like, take about 20% of the United States population, which is about roughly 6.6. It's roughly 7 million. And then you take half that, which is like the boys, which would be around 3.5 million. And so about 2 million basically are Boy Scouts. Basically, if you weren't a Boy Scout when you were a kid, you're probably in the lesser.
Definitely, Boy Scouts is an interesting thing though, because I think the rate
Has gone down or up?
I believe has gone down.
I would also believe that.
Obviously for certain reasons, probably. But
I think there's just more shit to do. There's more shit to sign your kid up for.
yeah,
now.
no, I agree with that, and I think there's definitely something that where the dad back in that time was just like, this is something for my kid to go outdoors, how to build a fire type of deal, and Teddy probably can.
Yeah, and
I
he
mean,
never won the
back in the-
Pinewood Derby, so he wanted his kid to win the Pinewood Derby,
True.
so he
Right.
could live
I
through
mean,
it.
back in the day, it was a lot more, like, not militarized, but it was like...
Like that was
hey,
that was the
like,
pipeline.
One day you were going to be stuck out in the wilderness, and you have to be able to know what to do. Whereas nowadays, I think it's a lot more about
Community.
just community, just like being just a good
Just
person
guys
in
being
general.
dudes.
So true.
It's kind of like Civil Air Patrol.
I don't know. Like, and as they,
Yeah,
I don't know if this
kinda
is,
like
I don't know if this is
Patrol.
really how it is, but I feel like as they add more and more merit badges, a
Yep.
lot of them are like kind of like trade based.
Oh, what does that
So
mean?
like
Like, is
You
it kind of like
weld
Pokemon where
something.
you can only evolve Abra so many times, but the third time you have to trade him with someone else to get the final evolution?
It's like welding or
It's like- yeah.
building or like wood.
Okay.
Like-
So you have to like
woodcrafting.
get another hobby basically.
Yeah. Well, going to that point though, I think there's a time. So to first say this, what I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm trying to word this.
Right now,
I'm trying to word this in the right way. So, is Boy Scouts of America still called Boy Scouts of America?
I thought it was called Scouts of America
So-
now.
The overarching like company is still the Boy Scouts of America,
Okay.
and then the program
Yep.
is just called Scouts BSA, which is kind of weird because then it's saying Scouts, Boy Scouts of America.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's just called Scouts.
Because I remember being that article of we were pretty younger, but there was an obviously the news broke that they were
Allowing girls in?
allowing people who identify differently into the program, and so that created a lot of I don't know, stirring in some communities where it's just like, I don't want my son to whatever, that's I was just wondering. That's why I think that some of the stuff has down, because it's Boy Scouts of America quickly became, during that argument with that decision, became politicized in a different way. More political agenda was put into that from certain viewpoints. I'm not saying my viewpoint. I'm saying certain viewpoints
Yes, I'd agree.
allowed it to be a little more like polarized, and definitely like politics took into play than what it really comes down to, the core of the meaning of, being a scout in America.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree, Teddy, or no?
Yeah, I mean, and just for I know that membership had been going down for a while, and this is purely speculation. I'm not an expert about this at all, but
You're an
then
expert
they-
to us, Teddy.
then they added in like allowing girls into the program to try to get membership to go back up.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, part of me kind of wonders if that was because it's like, hey, we're gonna have to declare bankruptcy here in a few years. We gotta get some cash flow coming.
Right.
But I don't
So,
know.
how many girls do you think come to these camps? How many girls in 1 week of a camp session?
Well, don't
how
they
many,
have
how many
Girl
girls do you
Scouts?
serve?
Isn't
I
there
would
Girl
say-
Scouts?
I'll get to that. I have another thing
I
to
would
say
say,
about
like,
that.
Probably
Four?
five,
Five.
maybe 10% of people there would be
Okay,
girls.
so if we're thinking 500 campers, 5% of that is 2.5. So about 2 to 3 girls there a week. Are we thinking more?
I mean, that's
It varies.
yeah,
Okay.
depends on the week.
So
There
my
might be-
question is, do you think that there are more girls in Boy Scouts than there are in Girl Scouts?
I buy their cookies all the time. There's
Because think
gotta-
about how big Girl Scout. Wait? First of all, is Girl Scouts bigger than Boy Scouts? Do you know that stat or no?
I don't
Nate, can you look that up?
think so.
'Cause
I mean,
just-
I know I did a project about this.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
I mean,
hear it.
in crisis communication with
Yep.
good old Patty English. Shout out to Patty.
Yep. P English.
Like my semester long project was just talking about how they handled just the crisis of the bankruptcy and that sort of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was just reading up a whole bunch of just trying to get the background knowledge going.
Great.
Like they added girls in, and obviously the Girl Scouts then were like, hey, that's not cool.
Right.
Which I mean probably is because they're smaller and they need people. But
Mm,
also
okay.
it's very different programs entirely.
Yeah.
That makes
Well, I
sense.
was just thinking.
I mean, I've heard from a bunch of people who came to camp where it's just like, wow, this is so much better than Girl Scouts. Because it wasn't about like making crafts or
Right.
whatever else they
more
do.
interacting with like stuff around you than
right. Well,
like
it was like just being
project-based.
outdoors. Like
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
that
guess
sort of
it
stuff.
is kind of about like what you're into, I guess. Like if you're a girl that's into outdoors, why would you join Girl Scouts? I was just thinking purely on the standpoint of, I have never had a Boy Scout come to my door and try to sell me fucking popcorn or whatever the fuck they sell. I've only had
Here's
Girl Scout
popcorn.
stomach cookies, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I just, in my head, I assumed that Girl Scouts was bigger. But I guess not.
So I have
Nate?
an answer for you.
Yep.
This is a little older. It's from 2019.
Okay.
But it says, Boy Scouts fell from 1.97 million members to 1.12 million,
Whoa.
and Girl Scouts fell from 1.4 million to 1 million in 2019.
And was that during the time of the?
Of COVID? No.
No.
Of the presidential election.
Well, around that time, but also during the time of where they were deciding of like.
Of letting the girls in the Boy Scout?
No, I think that was earlier that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because there's definitely that's an interesting thing though, where obviously I don't. Well, yeah, whatever. But okay. Thinking of like, well, I've just looked at Nate. We need to wrap it up here soon.
Okay.
The thing that I was thinking about is that now, getting into this early stage. So my boss, he is young kids, so we're involved with their lives as much as his. So we know what's going on, right? And so then, understanding now that there's so much young stuff now. So there's like preschool or stuff before preschool where you're interacting with your classmates that are going to be still going into preschool, or people are joining gymnastics or sports at a younger age, or like there's a lot more different opportunities at that younger age for them to be involved in. And so, but there's not really much, I don't want to say propaganda, I would say advertisement of Boy Scouts anymore. It's there, everyone knows it's there, but there's just not so much of a push. And so if I'm looking at these stats, I'm like, okay, I see the Boy Scouts, if I have a son and he wants to join Boy Scouts, to see who's in there. Okay, there's 3 kids in it right now for a city of 20,000 people. Would I rather want him to engage with other people in that Boy Scouts community, or would I rather want him to engage with a sport or something where it's not really a sport, but it's just for them to be playing, really, quote unquote.
Right.
And I don't know what I would choose. If the kid really wants to do something outdoors, then maybe I'll just do it myself. But is there dues, though? That's what I'm trying to get to. Is there dues?
Yeah, of course there's
for Boy
dues.
Scout.
Well,
Yeah.
Don't you pay your dues by selling that shit, doing those fundraisers and stuff? Doesn't that go towards the dues?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, we would just be fundraising where it's you would get whatever amount of the money back, and so it would just go into your little account, and it could go toward going to summer camp.
Okay.
So whenever I was in Scouts, I never had to pay to go to camp
Got you.
because I was just selling enough shit because it was just me in Grantsburg, and my dad worked at the
Dang, you
hospital.
kind of cornered that
so
whole
we
thing.
we just go to the hospital, pretty much
Yeah.
go office to office, be like, hey, you want some popcorn?
Yeah, they do sell popcorn. I was right on that.
You were, yeah, you were.
Popcorn. Is it just regular popcorn or what kind of popcorn?
I mean, you got
Is it po-
you
is
got
it chocolate
popping
drizzle?
corn. You do have chocolate drizzle popcorn.
Let's
There's
go.
cheesy
They
popcorn.
sell the big one that's multiple things, don't they?
What?
The
Like the
split
cheddar
container?
caramel regular?
Am I wrong about that, Teddy? Or
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Hey, let the Boy Scouts speak,
Yeah, I will.
okay? So what would you sell?
I mean, there was.
Did you sell bubble gum? I'm sorry. I don't
No.
know. I thought it was the 1920s.
But that makes sense, though, that how you were able to. That's
Like fund camp and stuff.
Well,
Put
yeah.
it towards Boy Scout
That
activities.
would make way more sense, like an incentive, because it's just as the parents are always like, I don't want to pay for your camp, I know you want to go, so I'm gonna roll with you, weeknights at 7 p.m. and knock on every door in the 15th Street or southeast of
Well,
town.
especially the biggest thing where it's hey, I don't want to have to pay for this too. Where it's
Yeah. You're already paying dues,
it's
yeah.
you're already paying for sports and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Which I mean, just kid sports these days is just crazy.
Right.
I agree with the
It's just a year-long commitment, even if you don't really like the sport you're
Yeah.
playing that much.
Dan Swenson, a previous Boy Scout of America,
Yep.
said that they did sell a big tin with 3 flavors.
So maybe that was just a Western Minnesota thing.
Could be.
No, it's still in North Dakota.
Oh, okay. So maybe that was just everywhere but Grantsburg.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what you're trying to say, Nate. I mean,
You know that big tin of popcorn where half of it's or a third
Oh,
of it's
yeah.
kettle. Yeah,
But
a
I'm
third
guessing-
of it's caramel, a third of it's cheddar.
This is what I'm guessing. I'm guessing they looked at
I thought you were saying it
Gransburg.
was like mixed in together, and I was like, what?
I bet they're guessing it. You know, looking at Gransburg and they say, "Oh, we only got Theodore Blaze Pally, so we're only going to give him certain amount of stuff that we know he's going to sell." You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you got your product right there. They're not going to give you the whole shebang.
Well, no,
I
like
like
you
how,
would,
as a company, they're looking at you as a kid,
No,
as
like
a
they
sales
were-
associate,
It's
and they're
Shark Tank,
banking on
yeah.
you to hit your quota.
but like you would have some stuff in person, like if people wanted to buy it, like if you're sitting at a grocery store or whatnot.
Okay, got you.
But otherwise, it'd be like, hey, fill out this order form.
Yeah, yep.
And
That
then
was the
it'll
big
get here
band
and,
thing,
like,
the
like
order forms.
puffins or
Whatever.
Yep,
and what's chocolate bars.
whatever the hell. I was gonna talk about how
Hurricane
No.
Ian is going nuts on us.
well that, but how
Yeah.
my sister would go to my mom's lawyer office to do the same thing. But I think we're gonna have to save that for the after hours. So stick around. We're gonna take a 5-minute break after the podcast is over. We'll be back with LooneyBin after hours. But for now, thank you for watching. This has been the LooneyBin podcast, brought to you by Looney. Yep, you know.
Yep.
Yeah,
And watch us. Just watch us. How about that?
Yeah.
You know what? If you didn't tune into the whole episode, guess what? You can watch the whole thing without pausing, or you can pause to grab a snack on YouTube.
Take
you can
a
also,
shit.
Yeah, you can take a shit. You could be driving in the car, listening to us on Spotify. You could be doing everything in your life while also listening to us. And who wouldn't want to listen to us? And TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah,
TikTok
it's all under LooneyBin Productions. Just search it. We're there.
We're there.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. Everything's there. So, yeah.
It's up and coming, but we got great content.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
You want to
and,
buy cookies?
We'll see you in the next episode.